with us. It is still sunrise. Celebrated annually on March 3rd, World Wildlife Day is a holiday that not only celebrates the diversity of the world's wild flora and fauna, but also raises awareness about the dangers it faces due to human activity. Wildlife today faces many different challenges, which include, but is not limited to, loss of habitat, industrialized farming, commercial development, and overgrazing. Poaching and trafficking in animal hides, tusks, or fur also pose different risks to several species, including tigers, rhinos, and elephants. That is a very sad thing to say. But then we're talking about World Wildlife Day, and we have 3 environmentalists to help us look at this so that we can better appreciate the importance of wildlife. It's my pleasure to welcome an environmental bishop who is also the founder of Lufasi Nature Park, Mr. Desmond Majakudumi.
Thank you very much. Well, there is an amendment, and it's an official amendment. Oh. When I met Prince Charles on his visit here, he designated me as, and I'm worried about this, an environmental activist, which means we will fight to protect Mother Nature.
Okay.
That's the title now, activist.
So, it's not bishop anymore.
Activist.
Just activist. Okay. All right. Every time you come,
according to Prince Charles, anyway.
We must change our designation. So, environmental activist. Good. We also have with us the project manager, Lekki Conservation Center, Mr. Adedamola Ogunsheson.
Thank you.
Morning. And we have Dr. Joseph Onoja, Technical Director, Nigerian Conservation Foundation. Good morning.
Thank you very much for having me here.
And thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
Let me start with the activist. Please tell us more about World Wildlife Day.
Well, it's an acknowledgement of the reality that we, as the so-called primary flagship species on planet Earth, the Homo sapiens, the reality that our mandate is to care for the creation, to look after nature. And it was designated some years back by the United Nations. You know, they're very, very active now in designating, you know, particular topics for the environment. So it was designated some time back that various species should be protected. The so-called wildlife species, that is species that live in the wild.
Okay.
Yeah. When they're talking about wildlife, they're not talking about the life that went a bit wild during elections in Nigeria. They're talking about specific species.
Okay. Dr. Onoja, the theme this year is life below water for people and planet. Why this theme at this time?
Ever since the World Wildlife Day has been celebrated, we've been focusing on terrestrial life forms. And we try to, I think UN in its wisdom, try to bring about that consciousness and awareness that people realize that it's not just about on terrestrial, we also have life underneath water.
So we're looking at
fish and stuff. So far, over 200,000 species have been discovered.
200,000?
Yes, and much more are yet accounted for. So we have a lot of life forms underneath water. So we try to bring, and because we don't see them ordinarily, we tend to forget
that they exist.
Oh. And I like the way it was captioned, because we try to make people realize that whatever we do about the environment is ultimately because of we humans. And that's why the way they captioned it, life below water, for not just for the life themselves, but how it affects people eventually. Probably as we go on with the discussion, you get to know how we are talking about life below water, the planet, and the people, how it affects people eventually, because that's what we are all for. Because what we tend to forget is that at the end of the day, humans are the least equipped to live here on Earth, apart from our intellect. Yes, we are the least equipped
Well, but
naturally.
the intellect makes up for it,
No,
doesn't it?
if you remove that, I can tell you that
We're
because
dead.
look at our skin, very bare, our teeth, we don't have, so we are just there. So we are the least equipped. So we need to protect the earth for our well-being.
Okay, Mr. Ogunseson, is it because we are the least equipped to live here on Earth that we tend to, how do I say now, deal with the others that
push
are
our weight around.
push our weight around, and we're building, we're restructuring for our survival to the detriment of
Others.
the organisms built for survival here on Earth?
Well, like the DTP said, we are not equipped. Even our fingers has its own limitation. It's not a claw. So, but if you check the recent way we pollute the water bodies around the world,
In the name of seeking survival.
in the name of disposing waste, encroaching shorelines for infrastructures, you agree with me that we are not just threatening this organism, but also threatening our well-being, because it means we have more issue with flooding. It means the quality of aquatic food we consume is now subjected to a lot of queries.
Imagine a world where fish eat plastic. I
Exactly.
remember that.
That's the fear. That's the fear. And that is where the fear comes in, because the number of plastics has been said probably by 2050. There may be, if we continue at this rate, more plastics in our ocean than fish. And these fish nibble on these plastics, and sometimes the plastics are broken into microplastics, and they go into these fish. Eventually, where did these fish end up? On
In our
plates?
stomachs.
Yes.
And we just...
So
we're eating plastic.
Yes, eventually. So the whales that we see coming out with plastics, physical plastics, and we see them, we are taking microplastics, which eventually, we don't know where it's leading us to.
We should actually go check ourselves and find the plastics in the bloodstream.
No, this is scary.
It's not very nutritious, is it? Not the ideal meal. You go to the booker and say, oh yes, give me some nice plastic. This is serious. It's scary. Yeah.
Mr. Matukotomi, why is it ignorance or what that makes mankind so determined to survive and then deal with nature in the bid to survive? Is it ignorance?
Yeah, very good question. I believe it's a mixture of ignorance and arrogance. So ignorance from, not really knowing the effects, of our interventions with nature, having to use the spirit of witty invention to develop technology in order we can survive with nature. As Dr. Nojo rightly said, we're not very well equipped. If you want to tackle an animal with the kind of teeth that we have,
you have no chance.
Yeah. So, ignorance for a long time, not understanding the impacts of our technological onslaught on nature, but also arrogance, feeling that, because we have, this ability to invent and to, subdue aspects of nature, then we have dominion, and misunderstanding the scriptural injunctions of dominion.
Hold your thoughts there. We'll come back to the injunctions of dominion, how to relate with everything. Please stay with us at the moment.